With the morning's major activities out of the way, most of the men in the section had a little time to themselves. This might be taken up by writing, chatting with comrades, or resting before their 2-hour stint of sentry duty. Assuming no shell or sniper fire was seen or heard around the section, which was surprisingly rare, the rest of the morning will pass quietly. Midday was when lunch arrived, brought up the line by men of the battalion home reserve positions. With any luck, it would have been still hot by the time it arrived in its dixies. Often, this was stew, usually meat and vegetable, with, of course, a cup of tea. About the same time, the welcome mail would arrive. It was much overlooked just how impressive the postal system was in the First World War. In just a few days, mail could reach soldier at the front, and caring family members would often send luxuries to their loved ones, which was shared by all the section. This was followed by a welcome period of free time for those not detailed for sentry duty. It might be taken up by writing letters, chatting, sleeping, or visits of the regimental medical officer, who would make his rounds each day. It would take the men up to about 4:30 p.m. In the coming of darkness, dusk brought another order to stand to, where men would fix bayonets, mount the parapet, careful not to expose their heads to the enemy, and wait. This might be an hour in winter. It was a deeply unpopular time, with the entire section prohibited from moving, smoking, or talking in all weathers. By around 5:30 p.m., stand down was ordered, one man in every 3 remaining on sentry, rotating at 1-hour intervals throughout the night. For those not on duty, it was time for supper, often a hot soup, perhaps spiced up with one of the favorite additions sent from home, such as HP sauce. But night is really when the trenches come to life. Not only is there plenty of work to do, but the ever-present risk of enemy attack, mining, or trench raids. The latter were particularly hated, where an enemy patrol might cross no man's land and attack a section of trench, throwing grenades and wielding trench clubs or fighting knives. Even if nothing happened, as was usually the case, the ever-present risk did not make for a restful night. Other tasks were important at night, such as improving positions and repairing trenches. Those movements which have been far too risky at daytime were all conducted under the cover of darkness. Some jobs, like repairing a trench parapet, were not too bad, but filling sandbags was certainly monotonous and tiring. Though far less popular were those tasks require men to venture into no man's land. Repairing the barbed wire in front of a trench was particularly hated, as any noise would inevitably attract enemy fire and often casualties. Sleep was hard to come by, certainly in any quantity. 3 hours is the most a man